I don't claim to be a cigarette smoker, but that's the one way I actually got to know people is by bumming cigarettes off.
That's actually funny. All right, so everybody knows my name. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, I'm Cowboy Keith Chapman.
How'd you come up with the name?
I was playing at the Horseshoe Cafe, and I used to like to wear my cowboy hat. And, you know, I'd mention I'm Keith, and the guy who runs it, Brad, you know, said, Cowboy Keith's coming up. And that's where it was born.
That's cool, though. Do you just sing country music, though?
Not at all.
What are your musical tastes?
Well, I'm a classically trained guitarist.
Oh.
My first concert was Yes.
There you go.
I booed the Eagles off the stage.
Yes or the Yes, because there's both bands, if I'm correct.
Well, this is in the 70s, and Yes... say that again?
Isn't there the Yes band, and then there's Yes?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think there's two different bands almost with a similar name there.
Anyway, there was only one back then, and there was a big pop hit on AM radio, which people don't know about these days.
I do. I work in radio.
Called Witchy Woman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so all of us Yes fans booed that band off the stage. That was the Eagles.
But turned out to be the Eagles.
And I actually play some Eagles songs because I do like their songwriting.
So do you do covers?
So in the last few years, I've been focused on arranging and putting my own spin on a lot of cover songs. But originally, I played mostly my own songs, and I'm hoping to get back into that.
Okay, so a little mix.
There is a mix. I originally felt that playing cover songs was being the whore.
Me and Capo actually, we were against having people do covers for a minute, but my thing is you said the key word was adding your own twist to it.
Exactly.
Yes.
So
that makes it less whorish.
Well, and the other thing is, you know, I like writing music, and the whole idea of doing covers is I've been able to arrange and really maybe drastically change the melody or do other things to it that were, so I like doing that. And tonight I'll do a few songs, but I'm going to arrange them as I play.
Acoustically trained guitar or electric or both?
I've always loved playing the acoustic because you can't cheat.
And the acoustic, now I'm Capo's producer. I do a lot of the production work behind the scenes, so I know a little bit about multi-genres. You're slowing it down a little bit, all right? It's easy to get up there, use the electrical stuff, and it speeds it up to me. Acoustic, to me, slows down the song a little bit and makes it a little bit more personal.
It could be, you know, but I guess that was one of my problems when I left classical music and played electric guitars. I could play more notes in 5 bars than most people I know. Okay,
so you could try to make the acoustic sound electric almost.
A little bit.
I like that.
And Jimi Hendrix was a big influence on me. Jerry Garcia was my history teacher when it comes to music. So a lot of the covers I do, I learned about those guys listening to Jerry Garcia's, not the Grateful Dead, but Jerry Garcia's
himself
band.
Specifically.
Yes.
And they're known as a jam band, right? And so they change up a lot of how they play from show to show a little bit, adding the little tweaks and whatever.
Yes, and I was a jazz disc jockey at Yale Corp, WYBC in New Haven.
Oh, cool. I worked at Weeby 108 for a little while out of college.
Cool. Yeah. And I've been to the Blue Note and the jazz clubs. So when I play music, I like to keep that improv involved. So I'm always arranging songs as I'm playing.
What is your creative process?
Creative process. I pick up the guitar. I go through. An aria I've been writing for the last 5 years. So I get all my scaly type of things in, and then I'll work, and then I'll strap on the harmonica and figure out parts I could do. So I'll get really specific. So, just as an example, recently I've been doing a Grateful Dead thing, the Friend of the Devil, and I've got that down where I'm doing a harmonica part as that descending bass line goes in.
Did Capo say something about you used to perform at East Rock?
East Rock. It was really I was.
I used to go there a lot with him. A lot.
Oh, okay.
So.
You must have seen me there.
Yeah, you guys used to play all the time.
And yeah, I was a public school teacher then, and that was a big release for me because you know, all the craziness going on in politics on the national level. Well, in my school district, it was right there, so I know exactly what's going on now.
Yep. One dream, and I think you might already named them, but one dream artist that you could work with.
That's a toughie, but you know, if I could work with anybody, it would be Chick Corea.
Okay. All right, so you changed it up.
I've met Chick Corea.
Okay.
Shook his hand, and he was a little fear. I had Toad's place, and he's got very delicate hands. I felt like
you broke his hand almost.
I felt like I might be. So.
Hey, I'm sure he remembers that.
God bless him. He passed away like a year or so ago.
What are your pre-show rituals?
Oh gosh, I haven't really, you know, I've been a little isolated since the pandemic time, so it's hard to say what it is now. But basically, it's you know, I go through that aria I told you about, and then a little bit of it, not the whole thing. And then I, before I perform, I try to like work on some of the things like you heard me do downstairs. And I'm good, and you know, I could do that ritual, but if somebody says, Keith, could you play right now? I'm right there.
Okay.
So I don't need a ritual, I could play.
Do you have any social medias? Tell the people where they can find you if so.
Oh, I'm on Facebook, but I'm not very hip on that. I'm looking for somebody to help me get hip on that.
Promotions is the hardest thing in music, actually.
Promotion for me has been tough. I haven't been. I was good at it when I was younger. I used to produce jazz festivals at Quinnipiac University, and they were international jazz festivals. So a lot of really big name jazz people.
Huh.
So yeah.
Something you got to work on, maybe.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Cowboy, for coming along.
What's your name?
Carl.
Carl. Thanks, Carl.